Ever need an escape from reality?
How about a laugh every now and again? It's time for Tales of Woe! It's an hour of comedy and conversation about nothing in particular.
Your weekly broadcast of weekly nonsense.
Get ready for a program that's sure to leave you saying, Whoa!
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the
General
show.
Kenobi! Sorry, that was force of habit.
It's okay, I understand. How's it going, guys? What's up? It's me, Ian. I'm Ian.
I'm Estevan. Guys, it's good to be back.
And you're watching or listening to Tales of Whoa!
Listen, I know tempers flared, and I said I was leaving the last episode, or I fired Ian, but I'm back. I promise we will not have that happen again.
Yeah, no more jokes about that. I do want to first thing before we say anything, I think we owe them an apology. I feel like I need to apologize because when I went through to edit the last episode, I realized we didn't do the classic Tales of Woe intro. We just skipped right over it. We didn't.
Oh my God.
And I realized it in the edit, and the guilt just took over, and I felt horrible. I mean, granted, we'd only done it 3 times prior, but I feel like by that point, it was already such a classic staple of the show, and we just didn't even do it. So, this is me.
I forgive you.
I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to our viewers and our listeners. You owe them an apology too.
Never.
Neither of us
First rule
did
of business: never admit you're wrong.
Well, anyway,
First rule of something.
we'll never forget it again, and that's a damn promise.
That's a cheek and cheese promise.
Yeah, that's a cheek and cheese guarantee right there. Yeah, man. But we do need to pick up where we left off last time.
Absolutely.
We were gonna discuss this Apple Music 100 best albums.
Yes, dude.
so-
Okay, thank you. Because
Yeah.
speaking of guaranteed, I guarantee you, this list is dog shit.
Oh wow, we got to go through.
So
the
we'll start with
highlights.
that.
Yeah.
We got to go through it, guys.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, I don't know
Listen.
if we should go through all 100. That might take a while.
We're not gonna go through all. We're not gonna go through all
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
We'll loosely skip over some of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why this is Tyler the Creator. Igor should be up there instead. It's just you get crazy stuff like how is Elton John all the way down here, but Bad Bunny is over here? Now listen, disclaimer: I'm a Bad Bunny fan. I like this album, but is it a top 100 album? Absolutely not. Let's just get that out of the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll skip over
Fair enough.
a bunch of this. This is pretty basic stuff. The thing is like the later stuff when they did it like every 10 a day. So the first like from 100 to 80 was good, but then around 40 to 10 is when shit starts hitting the fan, man. This is like the most egregious shit I've ever seen. They put Kid A below this I'm gonna get hate for this. I already have family and friends that hate my takes on Taylor Swift, but long story short, most overrated artists of our generation.
Wow. You heard it here first.
She's the milk toast of music. No, for reference, Apple Music put it at 1989, which isn't first, not even her best album. At 18. Do you know where Rolling Stone put it last year?
Where?
393.
Wow.
So that tells you
That
a lot.
shows it.
And
Yeah,
then
it tells. Yeah.
and they have a bigger panel of like critiques. It's like writers and musicians and producers, like all people of art fields. But like, do you think Revolver and Pet Sounds are worse than Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
Like the Beatles? The Beatles?
Oh no.
You know, like
no.
the Beatles and the Beach Boys are not worse than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I would agree
And,
with that for sure.
Yeah, like
I don't have as much input on this because I'm not like a huge music guy where I'm gonna like know each and every one of these albums. But I definitely
we should consult our music expert Joseph on this.
I can
He
definitely
would go
attest
crazy with
to.
me.
I can attest to the fact that the Beach Boys and the Beatles are certainly better than Taylor Swift. I know enough to say that.
Or Adele, or Jay-Z,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't
or
really.
Beyonce.
I personally don't really have really an opinion on Taylor Swift, like, at all. It's like very neutral. Like, I just don't listen to her. I don't pay attention to what goes on in her life or her career. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't think it's top 20. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
Based on what everyone else says.
And I'm more opinionated on music.
Yeah.
This is a great album. Is it a top 100 album? I don't think so. Good Kid, Mad City, hot take. I think that's his best album. But a lot of people would put To Pimp a Butterfly as like one of the 17 best albums of all time, and it didn't even pop up in the top 100. So, or like Damn, that he won a Pulitzer. But it's just like they put in. Sometimes they put in like one of the, not even the best album of an artist. They just to put the artist.
Yeah.
But like it's just objectively just like wrong on a lot of levels. Like Revolver is in top 3. In most people, like most places, top 100 or top 10.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys as well. So it's like, I don't know what they were doing here.
It's
I know
just
Pharrell
silly.
Williams was a panelist, which was weird. Just to think that Pharrell is like part of that group that's like, yeah, Taylor Swift, 100% top 18, number 18 of all time. I'm like, whoa.
I think they just that was probably just something where they had to, just because she's so hot right now. You know, everyone's always talking about Taylor Swift, so of course they had to put her high up to get good publicity for it.
I guess, but it's like,
Whatever.
at what cost?
Yeah,
of like just
I
being
mean,
objectively wrong.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like at least put her best album. At least I would feel less strongly about this if they at least put her best album.
Yeah,
Red.
true. Yeah.
But like, it's just objectively wrong. Like
The thing about these, like,
you put in Elton John. We
Yeah.
love Elton John, man.
Yeah.
Elton John's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is the GOAT.
Is he 78? Is that what we're gonna do to him?
I don't
I'm-
think he deserved that. He
He's
might
top
not have
15.
deserved that.
He's top
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, he is.
You know, Radiohead, obviously, OK Computer, in my
Yeah.
opinion, the best album ever made. But at least they put Abbey Road. But you know, they didn't put Sgt. Pepper's on this.
Damn.
Like that is like, dude, that one's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite Beatles record. I don't know what your favorite Beatles album is, but like,
yeah, I don't
that
know if
one-
I've listened to enough to like say which album definitively is my favorite, but yeah, that one is good. Yeah,
or would you say where are the majority of your favorite Beatles songs from?
Probably Abbey Road. I would
Really?
say. Yeah,
That's
probably.
true. I mean,
There's
they
some
do have the
bangers
best
on that one.
The
man.
best song, Octopus's Garden. The best
Octopus's
song of
Garden
the
is
Beatles.
on that one. I mean, like, Come Together is a fantastic song. It's like such a good song. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, dude.
I find myself usually just putting on
something-
like the best of the Beatles playlist type shit, you know. But
Yeah, I do too, dude.
I
It's
do
so
that for
good.
a lot
They've-
of artists at this point. I just go on Spotify and be like, just shuffle it, man. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like-
I used to be very like into my own niche of like, I have my little group of people that I'll just put on repeat.
Yeah.
But then I started getting older, and honestly, praise to Joseph. Like he's helped me.
Yeah.
Like just expand on my music. So now what I do is I'll put on like Spotify or Apple, because I have both. I don't know why. And what I'll do is
Variety.
I'll do. They have like I listen to enough music on both of different variety to where now they have like set lists. You can like Spotify does those day lists. Have you ever done one of those where they change it up every morning, afternoon, and night?
Yeah.
Or
They'll
evening?
make those curated ones for you. That's what I
Yeah,
listen to.
so
a
I
lot.
do the day list, which is like really nice. And then Apple Music does it in mixes. So I do like new music mix all the time, which is just a bunch of it's just new songs.
like suggested stuff too,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I know Spotify's got that DJ feature that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but like day list. my day list. Some of my day lists were chill hip hop rhymes. Yesterday was mid-century role-playing game. Monday evening. Like,
Interesting.
It's like a whole different vibe. And then what did I get today? I don't even know what I got today. Rock-ish guitar afternoon. You listen to guitar and rock in the afternoon. Rock-ish, so they give you like grunge, a bunch of stuff. Literally like one of the first songs is Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. So
Nice.
I've definitely like listened to more music. I don't know, it's kind of nice. But like, we're the same where we like to repeat the same artists.
Yeah, I definitely
pretty much
listen to a lot of the same songs and artists on repeat. I have a hard time just sitting there and just like discovering new music because I just want to put on shit in the background that I like. I already know I like,
Yeah.
Especially lately, I really have not been I haven't explored around very much lately for new music. Like I said, I've been putting on a lot of the Spotify curated playlists because these days I usually just listen to music when I'm like writing or editing in the mornings. It's just on like in the background or when I'm in the car. That's pretty much it.
Music's like a big part.
Yeah.
Of like me and like you said you. I don't know. It's just like a big part of your life where it's like. I don't know if it's like a way for like my ADHD to like calm down by like taking some of that energy out.
I think it definitely is.
But it's soothing.
It is soothing,
It's vibes. It's very it can change you, dude. I went to the gym yesterday and I saw Furiosa last night, which that was an amazing movie. Period, point blank. Awesome. But like I was listening to the Mad Max soundtrack just to get in the mood for Furiosa. And dude, I shit you not, I was hitting like personal bests and it felt easy. Like it was like it got me pumped. I was like at the gym. Like music can make you like it can motivate you.
It really can. No, it absolutely can, man. Yeah, I love having it on in the background. I mean, a lot of times too, I'll just put on like a movie soundtrack or something. Because that shit's great too.
Dude.
Ambiance.
Yeah, dude. I've been building up my movie essentials playlist on Apple, and dude, it's getting long. It's getting long, but I'm getting solid music. I just put in the Autobots song from Transformers. It's low-key pretty hype.
Nice.
With like the choir and all that. I put in Dune 2. Dude, All Quiet on the Western Front, the new one. Have you seen that?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Have you seen that? You haven't? Dude, there's like, whenever danger is about to pass by, there's this one track that they do like a guitar riff. And it's like, and it's like really, man, it's pretty intense. It's pretty cool though.
That's fire.
You know what else is pretty cool, dude? This How to Train Your Dragon live action movie.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm like lagging here.
I think we lost Ian. Our poor cheek has disconnected. Guys, he disconnected. How did the cheek cross the road? I don't know, he had to tell you, but his computer froze, so that kind of sucks.
Hi, guys.
Hey. Oh, he's back, guys. Guys, he's back.
Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. You know how it is in this digital era.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right.
Problemo.
We're back. The important thing is I'm back now. The last thing I heard was something about a live-action How to Train Your Dragon.
Live action How to Train Your Dragon. Where do I start, man? This movie, I'm pretty hyped about.
I am. I think it looks cool.
It's done by the guys that did the animated movie. So like.
Oh, it is.
This is.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. He Dean DeBlois. He directed the animated ones. He's directing this one and he wrote it.
Nice. Well, good. Yeah, this is a live-action remake where when I first heard about it, I was very skeptical. I was like, what? That's strange. That's weird. Why is it's DreamWorks, right? That makes How to Train Your Dragon.
Yep.
I was like, why is DreamWorks hopping on this train? And it was a little weirder because I'm like, this is a CG animated movie, and Disney's been doing all their classic hand-drawn stuff, and so
Yeah.
why is this other studio jumping on the bandwagon, taking How to Train Your Dragon, a popular CG franchise? I mean, when the third one came out only like a handful of years ago, right? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't very long. It was great though.
I don't know that I saw the third one actually.
You haven't
Now that
seen
I think about
the Hidden World, I think is what it's called. The Hidden World. Yeah, it's great.
Maybe not.
Honestly, like the movies, that's probably one of the most consistent trilogies because each movie is great.
Yeah, they're
Like
good movies.
genuinely great.
But
And
awesome. When I think about it though, now doing the live action, I am a little bit excited for it because it's a little more unique, and it seems like it feels like they're not just gonna do a scene for scene, shot for shot remake. I think they're kind of what they're doing is they're taking that original movie and they're readapting it in kind of a new light, in a new. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's gonna I feel like it's gonna be pretty different in a lot of the ways. In a lot of ways, like I feel like the story will be tweaked a little bit. Because it does have potential to be a pretty cool live action franchise. It's a pretty cool world that they created. This fantasy Viking world with like dragons. Like it's pretty cool because they're not like real historical Vikings. They're like fantasy Vikings with actual dragons.
Also,
and stuff.
Gerard Butler as Stoic, his dad, Hiccup's dad. I think he also voiced him in the animated movie. But like him and as his dad, I think I think that's amazing. But dude, the cinematographer for this movie did the cinematography for The Matrix.
Wow.
And Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I mean, they shot it like on location, didn't they? Like, didn't they shoot it in like Norway or Denmark or one of those countries
Belfast, and then the SAG strike, and then screen tests were set in 2023 after the strike concluded, and then filming began January this year and wrapped May 16th. Oh,
wow.
So
okay. Well, yeah, over in Europe though. But the important detail of that is we're not going to see, I don't think, a lot of CGI backgrounds and stuff.
No, look, production was done with heavy use of practical sets.
Good. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. It's
good for them.
I mean, a movie like that, it's a live action remake. It should be in real life, you know?
I definitely feel like this franchise does have like an innate appeal to create like a world of like a live action setting, like live action drag.
Yeah.
Like, don't make them look like Game of Thrones dragons, but like
no.
definitely do like that, a little blend where it looks a little animated but not really. I think that would work.
Realistic, but animated like, enough to show their facial expressions.
Like the world building that they established definitely feels like it would benefit in a live action setting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Aladdin, no.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no. And that's the
Aladdin,
thing.
I feel like maybe benefit from a live action, because of the setting. The setting is very nice. It's very cool.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they use CG anyway. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. That's what I think the difference is with How to Train Your Dragon. I think the nature of it is a little bit different than the Disney remakes. Like, I don't think they're aiming to just, let's take this classic movie and, bring it back to life magically in live action. That's kind of how they've been promoting the Disney ones. Like, when the Little Mermaid one came out, they're always like, come see the live action reimagining of the classic tale. But I don't think that's the route they're going for How to Train Your Dragon. Like I said, I think they're taking it and kind of just they're bringing it up in a different light. Like, they're going to take it in a new direction, a new live action direction.
Yeah.
And that's
I feel like it's easier for them to make it into a live action because it's not a classic. You don't.
No, it's
like,
not.
There's animated movies that are classics, and that's where we take pause whenever they try to do like a live action, like Lion King. Like, you got a great voice cast, like a bunch of actors that have done voices before, but like at the end of the day, it was very similar. So that's but I guess it didn't matter because it made over $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean,
But like this isn't at the level of like a Lion King and stuff like that, or like a Miyazaki movie. That's like a classic. Nobody's saying make a Miyazaki movie in live action.
Yeah,
Like
it's
those are
interesting.
so tied to the animation that you can't take that away from it. There's like certain movies where like the animation is like it's tied to it.
Yeah.
Like Snow White is very much of that era. So you see those iconic like pencil drawn paint.
It's animated for a
like
reason.
Painting, like they were supposed to look like Gothic painting, like Gothic church paint, like stainless glass and stuff like that. And you see it. It looks great. So when you take that away and just do like a CG world, it doesn't feel the same.
No, you're absolutely
And
right.
I think that movie's set up for failure because we live in a world where the box office is like getting worse and worse because why go to the movie when that's getting super expensive?
Yeah,
When it's going to show up in a couple weeks in streaming.
this is true. I mean, I totally get it. I definitely still like going to the movies, right? I think
I love going to the
hope
movies.
it doesn't
I go
away.
whenever I can.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't go away. I'm going later today.
I don't
and
think
I'm
it'll
going
go away.
tomorrow, but I don't think it'll go away. I think they just got to change it up a little, but because you are right. Like a lot of people don't see the value in going to the movies at all. Some people
When
literally
it's very
never
expensive.
go. Yeah, some people
Like
never
a family
go.
of 4 is $60 for 4 tickets, and that's not including concessions. So sometimes like groups of 3 or 4 are spending close to like $80, $100.
Yeah.
Just going to the movies, which like is not sustainable.
So, I definitely
And
get
then
it.
the problem is that like the theaters have gotten less and less of a share in the
Yeah.
profits.
Yep.
So they have
That's
no
why
choice but to raise the prices.
Yeah, they don't make very
Like-
much from ticket sales, so they make their money from concessions
and
shit.
concessions.
Yeah.
And concessions.
That's where they
Yeah.
make their money.
You
so.
know, you worked at a theater,
Yeah,
so you know that.
Yeah, I worked at a theater for a little bit. I mean, it was a good experience. It was a cool experience. But yeah, I definitely learned about that because people complained for sure. Whenever I would be working the concession stand and people are, let me get this and let me get these nachos and this and a couple drinks, and people are with their family and I ring it up and it's however much it cost. People would be like, "Dang, really?" And I'm like, "Yep. Sorry, nothing I could do. It's just I think it's outrageous too, but and yeah."
But I don't think the theaters will go away because everybody knows. I guess for the people that don't know, the studios don't make money on their streaming services.
No, they really don't.
What they do is the more fancy way of looking at it is that they operate on the same model that a tech startup operates, which is pitch an idea to investors, have the investors give you money, then tell them straight up we're going to operate at a loss, but once we get a big enough customer base, then we start jacking up the prices. And then instituting ads, which now you're starting to see that because they've operated at a loss for so long that the investors are like, all right, where's my money back? And they have to, it's not a sustainable model, and it's starting to see it
With streaming
now
yeah.
with Paramount probably getting bought. And yeah, and on top of that studios have made their money big time at the theater. That has been their bread and butter, even with the era of streaming. That's still making, them money.
Yep.
And bringing in more money than streaming can.
Yeah.
So the symbiotic relationship between theaters and studios is too strong that, like, somebody's got to give.
Yeah.
And it's more likely than not the studios should probably reduce their share because the studios are like the theaters are failing. Like, you just look at the box office, and then when the box office is dwindling because you're not creating a product that people are willing to pay $60 to $80 for, then reduce your share so then the theaters can reduce their costs, that drives in more people.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting. I mean, television has always had a very strong effect on the movie industry. Like whenever TV started becoming popular and people were putting TVs in their house, guess what happened? No one wanted to go to the theaters anymore because now
Exactly.
they could watch.
We're definitely
they could watch
in that
things
era.
at home, and exactly, it's happening again. The nature of television has changed so much in the last 10, 20 years with streaming. I mean, streaming's the mainstream now.
Yep.
No pun intended there, but everybody streams, and so the entire way television had worked for decades is now suddenly different, where channels are a thing of the past. Now you can just watch whatever you want at your fingertips. So once again, it's had a profound effect on the movie theaters because people are saying, why, yeah, like you said, why am I going to go to the movies when this is going to be streaming in 2 weeks? I can wait.
I mean, our buddy Kyle, dude, he didn't go see Dune 2 after, like, I'm pretty sure you told him you should go see it, and I've told him multiple times to go see it. And he said the same thing. Is like, why, if it's going to be in streaming?
Yeah, it's
soon after. Like, Fall Guy is headed to streaming. If not, it's already on.
That's
streaming.
crazy.
But like, it was like 3 or 4 weeks after the movie was in theaters.
Yeah, it's
so it's
crazy.
like, why? You know. So if you want to continue streaming, this is my gift to you, Warner Brothers.
Once
Disney.
again, yeah, we're giving you all these ideas for
We're
free.
giving you great advice. What you do is, if you premiere a movie in theaters, don't put it in streaming for minimum a year.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Don't. If you take away the incentive to wait, then because us as a society, Americans, we are impatient.
Yeah, absolutely. It's in our
We are
fucking
impatient.
DNA. It's in our
We are
fucking
impatient.
DNA.
So
no, yeah.
if you take away that incentive to wait, then people will be more inclined to go see it because it's like,
I'll be like, oh, I really want to
like
see this
4
movie,
weeks.
but literally the only way to see it is if I go to the theaters. I guess I gotta go to the theater. You know, that's how it should be.
because it's like if I told you, dude, you got to go see Dune 2, and he's like, well, when is it gonna head streaming? In a year. That sounds much bigger than 4 weeks.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
yeah.
if I said 4 weeks, you'd be like, I can wait the 4
Oh
weeks.
wait, yeah.
You know?
It should go theaters, and then a little bit later it'll hit physical media, where if you want to purchase it and own it yourself for a higher price than a streaming service, go for it. And then it'll hit streaming for everyone else.
We are
I
big
totally
proponents
agree.
of physical media here.
Physical media
Big
should
proponents
never
of
die.
physical media.
It's important. It's not only is it cool, it's important. Because streaming services these days like to just remove shows off the
I
place
agree,
of the, off the
100%.
face of the earth.
But also, even in digital, if you have like an account like a Movies Anywhere or iTunes, which I do, my parents do. My parents have like over 700 movies on Apple, on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to do the physical media because even then, like in the terms of service, it says you don't own it because your account can be suspended and you have no way of accessing
Exactly.
it. It's not yours.
Exactly.
Anymore. You're technically, in a way, still renting the movies.
Yep.
So if you like close your account, if my parents close their account, there goes 700 movies literally gone. They can't get it back.
Into the ether, bro.
So physical media ensures that not only that you have it at all times, and nobody no like suspended account or like closed account or hack can take that away from you. Like, it also ensures like that studios don't like re-edit something or take something out. You know, like the countless the one example that brings me to mind is Star Wars, like New Hope, how they've like edited it,
All three
that,
of
and then
them.
the Disney Plus version has Guido when he's sitting right before he shoots Han, he says McClunky, like he says something weird. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Rewatching it. But that's not in like the DVD versions that I have. That's not.
Yeah,
That's not in like other versions. That's Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's weird when they do that for sure. And the other good thing about physical media too is it literally like it's always going to be a better image. It just is. They can say on Disney Plus or you purchase the movie on iTunes, they can say it's 4K Ultra HD, but it will never be as crisp as the actual physical disc. It's
because you're tied to the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
You're too reliant on the internet, and the internet has to be strong enough to display that 4K
Yep.
UHD. If
Yep.
it's not, then what's the point?
Exactly.
So,
The physical disc is best.
Not only
man.
get Blu-rays, get 4K Ultra HDs.
For real, those 4Ks, whew, so crisp, so
they
clean.
just produce such a great image.
For real, man.
So nice.
It's so good.
I'm gonna get the Abyss. I'm gonna get the Abyss on Blu-ray. That's the next one I want to get
The
because they
Abyss?
remastered it.
What is
Yeah,
that?
the Cameron movie, the James Cameron movie.
Oh,
Have
is
you
that
se-
like
have you
the
heard-
the one where he goes in the submarine, like the
Yeah,
documentary?
he re-released. He 4K remastered it.
Oh.
And it was in theaters. Dude, this movie's great. I want to get the 4K Ultra HD cover because it's really good. This movie was great because it was like groundbreaking for these visuals, for like the visual effects, which is part for the course for James Cameron.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
just
that's
the-
kind of
that's
what he
just
does.
what the man does.
He's yeah.
he literally I think he innovates every movie he makes.
Yeah.
Like he always invents something. Like Avatar: Way of Water literally invented the CGI technology to works with
Yeah,
water.
that's the
Like,
thing about
literally-
James Cameron. He's more so just like an inventor, but then when he makes these inventions, he's like, I want to put it in a movie though, and so it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Like if you look at this audience, that's a pretty cool cover in my humble opinion. And that's what I'll say about that. But yeah, dude, I love James Cameron because he's been like open about it, saying, yeah, I'm not a director first. I'm like a deep sea explorer first.
Yeah.
I just make movies to supplement like my hobby of
Yeah.
deep sea exploration, which I think is like the most baller thing ever.
Yeah, man.
Just because like the man is like one of the great. Say what you want. He's one of the best directors
Oh,
of all
yeah.
time. One of the most box office generating directors of all
Yeah.
time.
No,
So
yeah, for sure. And here's the thing: people don't give him enough
two of the
credit
top three
sometimes.
highest grossing of all time.
Yeah, true. The
Period.
thing,
Point blank.
the thing people one common complaint I'll hear about James Cameron movies, especially like the Avatar movies, is they're like, the stories are simple, the plot is simple, all this. And I'm like, sure, maybe that's true, but at the same time, it still probably is not very easy to be the guy that's at the forefront of a fucking project like that, you know? So you got to give him props.
Yeah,
man.
like the sheer scale of Avatar.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going. Whenever I'm watching Avatar, I'm not gonna watch it on my phone.
No.
I'm gonna watch it on like the nicest screen possible
on a
because I'm not
4K
in it
Ultra
for the-
HD Blu-ray.
which even the most basic plots, like his plots still have like really nice nuances.
Yeah.
Where like,
He dresses it up well.
Terminator is like the dangers of artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gave that to us a long time ago. Avatar is anti-imperialism.
Yep.
Like cool.
Straight up.
Aliens is about motherhood. Like one thing I love about James Cameron, he's very pro-woman. He always has like a strong
True.
woman.
Yeah, true.
Strong. All the female characters are like are strong women,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually because I saw like that documentary series on Netflix, streaming, called "The Movies That Made Us." Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I've maybe.
It's really good.
I think I've
They
maybe
do
seen
all
a couple
kinds
episodes.
of movies. They did Back to the Future. You probably have seen that one, but they did on Aliens, and it was like a crazy, like difficult shoot. Like one of his crew left, and they got in
Wow.
a fight. And then like it was like a whole thing because he's like a very demanding person.
I'm sure.
He's like really hard to work
He's
with.
probably a perfectionist.
He is a perfectionist. That's why. But it's crazy because he's talking like motherhood, and it's a great docu series.
Yeah.
They did Halloween. They did Jurassic Park. They talked with the guy that like did the CG on that convinced Steven Spielberg to do 3D CG on the dinosaurs instead of stop
Yeah,
motion.
that's the episode of it I've seen. That's the one I've seen.
That one's great.
Yeah, because
that one's great. They did that artist. They did a whole documentary on just him.
Yeah.
Called Jurassic Punk.
That's sick. That was really interesting to learn about. That they like for most of the production of that, they were gonna go with those stop motion fucking things.
Yeah.
And
the only CG was gonna be to
motion
blend
blur. Yeah.
motion blur
It's gonna be the
between
motion
the
blur.
stop motion frames.
Yeah. And it was crazy because the guy who cracked the 3D dinosaur, he was just working on it on his own time because he really, really, really wanted to fucking make it work. And he obviously did. And, like, I don't know if I would say last minute, but, like, pretty close to the
with
end,
his
they
supervisor?
decided to fucking switch up. What'd you say?
Yeah. Fights with his supervisor. He's like, look at this. This could work better. And he's like, well, because the guy was the supervisor was a stop motion.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we're gonna do it my way. So the guy literally, when Spielberg, Kathleen Kennedy, and I think Frank Marshall were all getting out of a screening, he like put in a separate screening room. He just put it on the screen, and he like kind of like directed them to look that way. Steven Spielberg was like, "What's that?" He's like, "This is it. This is what we can do." And then like right then and there, Spielberg was like, "We're doing that from now on." And his supervisor was there, and he was not happy.
No, yeah.
But the rest is history. Like Jurassic Park's CGI, it holds up. It looks great.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks
awesome.
really good. Yeah, that part when the supervisor guy, like after they had made the decision to not use his stop motion, I remember the interview part because he was talking about how like disappointed he was, but they I'm pretty sure they still kept him on, right, to still kind of guide, to kind of guide the 3D artists, but yeah, I mean, he put in a lot of work into doing all the stop motion. I mean, all of it was done in stop motion.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we're not using any of that anymore. And stop motion takes a long fucking time, so I'd probably be a little pissed off too. But in the long run, it probably was for the best because I feel like nowadays that would not have held up. If that's what they would have gone through with, you watch Jurassic Park in 2024, and I think that the stop motion dinosaurs would look a little silly. I don't think it would have held up. Because that's what the dinosaurs looked like in those fucking old stop motion movies from way, way, way long ago. They were trying to like replicate that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
it doesn't hold up.
No, it doesn't hold up. It looks a little silly.
I bought the 4K the other day.
Nice.
Because I was like, I gotta have Jurassic Park. I just gotta have the 4K. That's like one of the essentials.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be able to get it from Target now.
True. Yeah, we were talking about that beforehand.
Target has entered the anti-physical media.
Anti-physical media. They're following suit with Best Buy. No more Blu-rays.
Which I guess it's because they don't sell enough.
I guess.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it's
I just
sad,
think like
man.
it's one of those things you gotta kind of just fight through. I believe.
Yep.
Physical media is important.
It's important, like we were saying. Hopefully, I don't think Blu-rays will go away. I feel like physical media when it comes to music fluctuates a little different than movies. Like, most people stream music just because it's convenient. But when it comes to movies, I don't think physical media is really ever going to go away. I think it'll ebb and flow. But definitely sucks that Target is stopping it.
Yeah,
I think
they're not the first. Best Buy already did it.
Yeah, I think it'll have to do just like with the movie theaters, with depending on the future of streaming.
It's tied to streaming.
I think streaming, and I was gonna bring this up earlier. I think streaming in the next 5-10 years, I think it's gonna have a complete overhaul. I think the streaming.
It has to. Yeah. It has to. It's not sustainable.
The streaming we know now is not gonna.
If you're seeing cracks in the model, if you're seeing cracks in the business model now, imagine in 5 years from now when the streaming bubble bursts.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a completely different model for box office. We're gonna see a completely different way, streaming. We're doing the 360 where everybody subscribed to streaming services because it's cheaper than cable, and cable was just shows, and now you're starting to see Criterion has a channel where it just displays what's on the programming. They're starting to implement channels.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, we're going in a circle. There's these channels now on streaming services, and the only difference is instead of cable or a satellite, it's just through the internet. But it's literally the same thing. It's just channels of constantly playing shows, and that's probably what it's going to switch back to.
Coming back. We're coming back.
And they're gonna make a special section for the movies that are for a limited time available to watch right away. It's called On Demand. Remember On Demand? That was was Netflix. That was prehistoric Netflix.
Man.
Was On Demand. You could say, "Ooh, I wonder what's on Demand right now. What are the ones that they're offering us to watch whenever we want?" Now everything is on demand. TV right now is just only on demand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you think about it. Yeah.
Cable's working. Cable has cable, and just it's always syndicated shows have always thrived no matter what.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because not
true.
Everybody, a lot of people aren't even aware of like streaming services.
Old
and stuff
people.
Like that. So then, yeah, exactly what I was referring to.
Pretty much just old people are going to be the only ones these days that are still watching Comcast or DirecTV.
Exactly.
They're like, "Oh, I can't, right now. My show's coming on." It's like, "Grandma, if you just would get Netflix, you can watch your show at any point in the day." And she's like, "No."
Exactly.
And it's cheaper, Grandma. Like, come on. But no, they don't get it. It's okay. Let them have their fun. If that's what they're used to, fuck it.
It's
fine. It'll die with them. Cable will die with
Exactly.
them, and then we'll have internet, Netflix cable, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows what?
Well,
the
now
future
you're
of
starting
TV
to you're
is,
starting
bro.
to see it where like Disney. I think it was Disney and 2 other studios are banding up together to create like one channel, one app
Isn't it Max?
that has all the different all the different sports channels.
It's
Because
Max,
like Disney
right?
owns ESPN. Is it on Max?
Well, I
think
know.
Max.
I know. Disney Plus and Hulu have merged. They're one and the same at this point.
Yeah.
But I thought I saw some kind of bundle plan that included like Disney, and
ESPN,
Max.
Fox, and Warner Brothers forming joint venture to launch streaming sports service in the U.S. Will bring together
See, I don't even know what
sports
those
linear
words
networks
mean.
and direct-to-consumer service ESPN Plus, and then it'll include like all the stuff that everybody else owns
There's too many
all into
pluses.
one thing. So now we're getting channels of just different like all these different networks. We're coming back.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
It is
circle of life,
it's the
circle of death.
of life, and
Circle of life and circle of death.
but then it's a cause and effect. Whenever the TV reverts back to the channels, I'm sure the box office will probably do a little bit better.
Exactly.
Maybe people are gonna want to buy Blu-rays a little more.
TV's having a moment right now. Arguably, there's better TV now than there is movies. You get Dune 2, Furiosa, movies like that, but TV is having like The Boys, The Bear,
Yeah.
Invincible, X-Men 97. Fallout
Yeah.
show was great. Last of Us, like Succession was great in its time.
Yep.
Game of Thrones, like I think it started with Game of Thrones really,
Probably,
and then kind of just
Breaking Bad kind of era. I think it's undeniable that we are right now in the golden era of television. I don't think TV has ever been better than it is now because there is so many shows coming out. And like you said, we're getting a lot of shows that are better than fucking movies. They're being produced on movie level, with movie level standards, and a lot.
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Star Wars shows.
You get a lot of these shows that are almost just really long movies sliced up into different parts. That's kind of how I view like Stranger Things. I mean, they literally market like the new seasons of Stranger Things just with like a number. I remember when the with trailers for Stranger Things season 2 were coming out. No, it's not called Stranger Things season 2. It's Stranger Things 2, as though it's a movie. So it's interesting.
Well, their heavy influence was from movies.
Yeah, I mean, it was. So I get that.
Like classic Spielberg and all that.
Haven't other shows done that too though, where the new season comes out and they just slap a number after it?
Well, yeah.
I want to say some other show has done that as well. I can't remember, but
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
But, no, what I was saying is like I feel like it's like TV started like slingshotting to the moon like as Game of Thrones ended, because then we got Barry. Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if you've seen that on Hulu. That one's
I need to watch
fantastic.
that. That one's pretty close
Fantastic.
on my list.
Me and Joseph have seen it. It's awesome. Atlanta
Fire.
was great. Was awesome.
Yep. Atlanta's fire.
Just like Mandalorian, one Marvel show, Moon Knight. That's it.
Just Moon Knight.
No. Miss Marvel was great.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Marvel shows.
Yeah, like it's hit or miss.
Hit or miss. I wouldn't go as far to say any of them are like bad, but some of them are pretty mid for sure.
Yeah.
It's. I'm glad
Marvel contact me. I've got ideas. For literally any character you want, I can make it better.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad they're holding back on the shows. They said we're gonna start shifting to quality over quantity, and I'm like, good. That's how it should always be. That's how it should always be, man. I don't know why it ever wasn't that. I don't know whose genius idea it was to say, wait a second, what if we make 16 fucking movies and TV shows a year? They're going to love that.
Hey, they said they're scaling back, and I'm so happy. Bob Iger was like, we're going to scale back to like maybe 2 max.
2 movies a year.
Marvel movies
2 to 3,
1 show.
Yeah, didn't they say 2 to 3 movies in like 1 show?
Yeah. 3 max movies a year and then 2 shows.
That's good.
Versus like
that's good.
4 shows.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, what?
It's like it was insane.
What's the most amount of Marvel movies that came out in a year? Probably
4
like
or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, probably something like that.
4 or 5.
It was probably like 2018 or 2019 or something.
Yeah, because you had Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then you had Infinity War, and then you had
Captain Marvel as well.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
I'm thinking 2018 or wait, 2018. What was in? I don't know. I can't remember specifically. That was just the time when there were so many coming out. It was unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
They just had them. They just had one ready after the other. But that was also in the time when they were still all pretty fire.
It was. I mean, it's not even like in years. It's just they do it so close in a span. So like here's Phase 3, May, Captain America: Civil War. Then they had a break. November, Doctor Strange. Then back to May. Then July they had Spider-Man: Homecoming. That's literally like June. That's 3 months.
Wasn't that Guardians 2 and then Spider-Man?
Guardians 2, then Spider-Man, in July. Then Thor Ragnarok in November, but then you have Black Panther in February 2018, Infinity War April 27th, Ant-Man and the Wasp July, and then then we get a long wait, Captain Marvel March 8th, 2019.
Wait. So it was Black Panther in February, and then Infinity War came out in April?
Yeah.
Wow, I guess I forgot how close those were. That's 2 months. That's only 2 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And then Captain Marvel, literally Avengers Endgame came out a month after Captain Marvel. Like March 8th, and then Endgame was the 26th.
Because
I'm surprised Captain Marvel made $1 billion because why would people focus on that when Endgame is literally right around the corner?
Well, they you gotta remember they hyped that shit up because that post-credit scene in Infinity War.
It was pretty hype.
They showed that, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, it's Captain Marvel, the final piece before we get the Endgame, the final piece."
I mean,
and then it was
the big marketing ploy really was, we're bringing the most powerful character in the Marvel universe.
That's true, yeah.
So
they just
that was like the big push, and it's like, it just wasn't.
They fumbled the bag.
I wish it was executed better. I wish.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna be PC about it because I want people to hire me.
No, I do too. And I think.
But here's June 2021 because remember we had a break, right? COVID hit.
Yep.
2020. So then. That didn't stop Marvel, man, because Black Widow was July 2021, then Shang-Chi in September, then The Eternals in November, then No Way Home in December, and then May 2022.
They had 4 in 2021. Fuck,
that's
crazy.
And hey, they made their money.
They
did.
Made money. Oh, I mean, Spider-Man. Yeah, they definitely made their fucking money.
Spider-Man. Now, here's my opinion. I think Spider-Man, if it came out before COVID, it would have beaten the record for
absolutely
grossing.
Absolutely, without a doubt, dude. I mean, you think of how close it already came. Think of all the people who weren't going to the movies.
Yeah, rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
And like it was about just under a year removed from COVID. Or over a year, sorry. from COVID. Like, there's still that whole like, ooh, should I?
Yeah, no,
And,
exactly.
you know,
That's
to
the
each their
thing.
own. But like, I went opening night. We went
Yeah,
together.
we went to
We
Disney
knew this
Springs.
was like a special night.
Yep.
And man, it did not disappoint. I cried in 2 scenes. It was so good.
I wish I could have cried. I lack the ability to cry. Mostly in general, but like when I'm watching movies, I just can't. And sometimes the fact that I can't cry while watching a movie makes me want to cry, even though I can't.
Jesus Christ.
It's a little that got a little meta, but man, sometimes I watch a movie and I'm like, this is such a heartfelt, emotional moment. I wish I could just shed a tear or two, but I'm such a stone cold motherfucker, I guess, that I just can't. Gotta break down my walls.
Yeah. You know who else is stone cold? You know who else is stone cold?
Steve
dude?
Austin.
Lego.
Oh yeah.
Besides Steve Austin, Lego, man. With
these prices. These fucking prices.
Listen. The audience already knows, because I've said it before, that Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite franchises ever.
Yes.
I personally like it more than Mario. You would obviously put it the opposite.
We're
I just think like the storytelling and the scale and the nature of Zelda is just so great.
It's a great world.
So this was sent to me. You sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it.
You sent it to me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm literally going to buy it no matter the price. And I look at it, looks simple enough. I'm like, oh, this is going to be like $100.
Yeah, 100, 150.
Like
somewhere around
150.
there, yeah.
I'd still pay 150. It's like, no, it wasn't. It was $300. Audience, for reference, you know what else you can get for $300? This, a Nintendo Switch. You can get a Nintendo Switch for the same price, and if you get more, that's more bang for your buck than any Lego, because like Legos are great, but in all reality, they're like, when you at least if you open them, one of the worst returns for your investment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
It's
unless
true.
you don't open them, because I have a buddy, he's like an uncle to me. He like buys Legos and then holds onto them for like years and then sell them for like triple or quadruple. Like,
That's
he
true.
just
You can
literally
flip that
buys
shit.
every so often and just sells them. And like,
I like
people
building them too
do
much.
that.
I would never be able to do that.
I do too. Like, I want to build this deco tree. But me being a broke dummy, you know,
Yeah.
broke ass bitch.
Yeah.
It can't happen because Lego decided to make it $300.
Yeah, it's a little
Is
absurd.
it too many coins? Too many 2,500 pieces.
Too
Like,
many
come on, man.
rupees.
What are you doing?
You don't have enough
There's
rupees.
too many rupees. He's got an ocarina, right, Ian? He's got an ocarina.
Well, it's
in
a
his
2-in-1,
hand. I'm
isn't
looking
it?
at the images right now.
You can flip. You can change it. Like you can build it to where it's the Deku Tree and Ocarina of Time, but then you can also do it to where it's Breath of the Wild.
It's a 2-in-1.
Yeah, it's like the Back to the Future one. That
Exactly.
one's a 3-in-1.
It's a 2-in-1.
Back to the Future is a
It's
3-in-1.
a 2-in-1.
Yeah, doesn't it come with like 3 Link minifigures? Comes with Young Link,
comes with
Grown Up
3.
Link, and then Breath of the Wild.
And then
Link.
Breath of the Wild Link. It comes.
Wow, and he's got the
Ian, I'm
Deku
gonna
Shield.
cry.
It's cute. I mean, it's a great set.
$300.
They know what they
I don't
got.
get it,
That's
man.
what they're saying. They're like, you can't lowball us.
guess.
We know what we got. Like,
It breaks my heart. It
I
breaks
know.
my heart.
I'll pay. Look, I already said it to you in our Instagram DMs when I sent it to you. I'll pay $300 when they finally make a proper Mario set. Okay, if they drop like a Mario 64 or like Mario Galaxy set with like actual minifigures, I might be
Yeah,
I might
I
be willing to
definitely
drop
think-
$300 on that. But see,
I definitely think the gimmick for the Mario like courses and all that, I feel like the gimmicks kind of
It's
died
weird.
down. I
It's
could be wrong.
weird.
I could be wrong.
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how kids feel about it. I don't know how children feel about it. But I don't.
I
really
gave it
like
away to my niece.
I
One of
don't-
my niece.
Yeah,
I
it's
gave away
weird.
my Lego Mario because I personally had it. It was fun, but like the gimmick dies down because
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you play with it a little bit. Yeah,
Mhm.
you can put it on like you can put it on a leaderboard and stuff like that. But like
It's ultimately not that cool. Yeah.
like we got it with the block. We got it with the N64 block.
Mhm.
You got it, but like
Yeah.
give us like a proper like Bowser's Castle.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
a proper big set piece, kind of like that. Did you see that Eye of Sauron Lego Lord of the Rings
Yep.
Lego?
Yeah.
Like make it like big and tall like that
Yeah.
and intricate.
Yeah.
And
They absolutely
do
could.
the same for Peach's Castle.
They have a lot
or
to pull
the
from.
gunship.
They have a lot to pull from. I mean, literal 3D models from video games they have to pull from. But it's conflicting for me because when I was a kid, I mean, I wanted nothing more than Mario Legos. I wanted Mario Legos so bad. I loved Legos and I loved Mario, and I'm like, why are there not Mario Legos? There should be Mario Legos. I remember, like, do you know Kinects?
I definitely feel like it's one of those that. Yes, I love Kinect.
They did.
It definitely feels like one of those things that Lego should have had for a long time.
Yeah.
Now. I don't know if maybe Nintendo was hesitant.
I don't know.
But it
what
definitely
it
feels like
was.
something they should have had for a while.
Yeah, but Kinects did a little Mario Kart run, and that was cool. That you could build a little track. There were little minifigures.
That's true.
And those were cool.
RC
but it was
Mario
never,
Karts. RC Mario Karts.
True. But it was never enough. So when I saw they were finally making Mario Legos, I was like, oh, no way. But I see what it is, and I'm like, this is weird. And the thing about it, I was reading about it. Apparently, it was actually Nintendo's idea. They were the ones that pushed back and said, let's actually turn it into a game. Let's make it a game. And it was their idea to make the little Mario thing with the screen on it. So I mean, I get it. I understand. It comes from a video game, so let's make the toys also a game. But it's just weird because then the atmospheres and I guess the levels.
But so is Lego
buy,
Batman.
Yeah, so is Lego
So is
Batman.
Lego Batman.
They've
So
done
is
Lego
Lego Star
Overwatch.
Wars.
They've literally done Overwatch Legos. Like that. They're not turning that into a game.
The regular
and so
Legos.
It's weird. Like, they were just very weird. And they did they did like a DK Jungle one, and I think there is a Bowser's Castle one, but just the way they're constructed is so the toy can kind of jump on it and fit around it. It's not like an actual like minifig scale build. It's just strange.
Yeah.
And they have some of the special ones, like you said, like the Mario block. That one is cool. They got the Bowser.
That giant Bowser.
Yeah,
they have
it's
the Piranha
cool.
Plant now, just the Piranha Plant, which I like.
It is cool, but
They have
like
the NES. Don't you have the NES?
and I have
know
the
somebody.
NES too. Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. Yeah, the NES with the TV that you can make move. It's all super cool. Like, those ones are awesome, but just like, why are there not just like actual regular sets? Like, give us a couple minifigures of Mario and Luigi and Peach. You know, everyone would love that. Just, and like you said, Peach's Castle. Just make like Peach's Castle from Mario 64. You know how much money you'd fucking make from that? You know, or Bowser's Castle, or a Mario Kart set, or like just literally any level from
make
Mario
us like
64.
Mario Kart minifigs in Mario Karts.
Yeah.
Or like Lego does with many vehicles. Give us like a big adult 18 plus Mario Kart
That would be
like
cool, too.
Technic build.
Yeah.
I would build that. That
Yeah.
that like sounds so cool.
I just want minifigs, man. I just want minifigs.
Is that too much to ask
That's what
Lego
I'm saying.
or Nintendo? Is that too much to ask Nintendo?
Lego Mario's
Do I
been
have to
out for like
beg?
4 years now, and we're getting a Link minifigure before Mario. I'm like, that's absurd. Sorry, Lego. I love you, but that's a little absurd. Just saying. Like, the little kid in me is upset with you. I remember I would scroll through eBay looking at like custom Mario Legos minifigures.
Oh, yeah, same.
And I'd be like, I want these, and my dad's like, dude, they're not real. Like, you're gonna get scammed. And I'm like, but I want it so bad. I just want a Mario minifigure.
For real.
Yeah.
I used to do that with Lego like war guns.
Oh yeah, you can get the custom.
I would get like
guns.
soldiers. My Lego lore was deep, man. It was deep.
Ugh,
It always involved the lone warrior
Yeah, the lore.
that gets heavily wounded in the final battle.
Yeah, the lore when I was a kid was crazy. I mean, that's like the roots of being a writer, I think, and a storyteller.
Being an artiste.
Right? I think back, like now, okay, I've gone to film school. My main thing, I want to be a screenwriter. When I think back, I'm like, wow, I guess I mean, that's the earliest days of storytelling is when you're a kid and you're playing with your toys, because you go deep, man. I remember I was always I had this one friend I would play with, and I was always going like, okay, now your guy says this, and then he says this. Like, I was hardly ever giving him a chance to fucking give any input, because I already had the dialogue ready in my head. I'm like, no, this is the way the story needs to go. Trust me, it makes a lot more sense if the Lego guy's adventure goes this way. You just needed to say what I'm saying.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
It's
the
funny.
lore went crazy with my action figures. Bionicle.
Bionicle.
Shout out to Bionicle.
Bro,
Bionicle,
yeah.
man.
Bionicle,
that was my
crazy.
Lego. Other than Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman, that was the Lego that I loved.
Yeah.
arguably the most. I loved it so much. I've seen the movies.
Dude, yeah,
I've
the
seen
movies.
the cheap animated Lego Bionicle movies that go into the lore in like the weirdest ways humanly possible.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Bionicle was
Because
cool.
Bionicle is awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool, dude.
I never had very many, but that same friend I just mentioned.
I love they
he
came
had
in the
so
tube.
many. Yeah, the
they
tube.
didn't come in like a box. The
Yeah.
tubes.
He had a bucket
Like,
of
so
Bionicles,
cool.
so we would make custom guys all the time, and he had like buckets of Legos. So that's who I always played Legos and stuff with. I had this other kid, or this other friend. What me and him would do is same thing. The lore was crazy, but we would play with plushies. We both had our own personal collection of plushies, almost like a little roster of characters to pick from, and we would play plushies together. And and you know, before we started, we'd draft our teams. We'd set them all out, and he would get half, and I would get half, and so we would draft. All right, I'm gonna control him, and then you can control him. You know, we would take turns picking who's on our team of our plushies, and then you know we'd set the stage, and the rest is fucking history. Don't you wish you could just play with toys as an adult? I mean, I guess you can, but you can't do it without feeling a little weird. You know, like what is so wrong with me wanting to pick up a toy off my shelf and just make a story with no one watching? What's so wrong with that?
I guess you can get away with it with stop motion.
Yeah, true. But I want to do it without
Like
having
if I
to film
it, it's a film.
I don't want to have to film
it.
it. I just want to play, just for me, only for me. No one else gets to know this story.
Yeah.
I just want to play.
I used to be the same where like I would do like stick figure Army Man comic strips while I'm in class.
Yep.
I would just draw.
Oh yeah, man.
I would be like little corner, then dash.
Yep.
And it's like it's like a whole story. I love it, man.
The comics were crazy.
I used to go crazy with that.
Yeah, I still have all my old comics, like stapled together. But I called them Ian Cardwell Comics with an X at the end of comics. There was 3 volumes.
Because that's cool. Because that's cool.
Ian Cardwell Comics. That's what they were called. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
the good old days. The good old days where we didn't have to worry about adult things.
Exactly, bro.
And we could just enjoy our Legos and our action figures.
Yep. The stories were only for us. We didn't have to record them and write them. We didn't even have to write it down. They just came naturally. The mind of a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I yearn for the good old days.
Yeah, for real. Oh, fuck.
The good old the lore is crazy. And funny enough, I've been seeing a lot of memes where it's like girls playing with their Barbies.
Yeah,
for lore.
they're like
it's
on vacation.
It's like a decently intricate lore, and then it's like the boys with the boys toy lore.
Yeah,
and it's like
Starship
literally
Troopers.
like clips from Halo,
Yeah.
Reach, the final scene of Reach, and just shit like
man.
that. Fallout. Or like Terminator, and it's like all intense, and I'm like, brother, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it was, man.
That's how it was. The girls don't know what we went through with those toys. They don't know. They went through a lot, you know. We
crafted
we put those toys
worlds.
through thick and thin, man. But they came
For
out
real.
better because of it. Except for the ones that got donated or sold in a garage sale. Godspeed to those soldiers.
Breaks my heart. Yeah.
Oh, man. Good times.
I lost a lot of my Legos was before I moved to Mexico, and then when I came back, a lot of it got lost.
Yeah, I had.
Or I think somebody took them, but I don't have like all my Legos from when I was a kid are gone.
Yeah, me too.
Other than the stuff that I bought now.
Same. I used to have a pretty decent amount. Like I had a lot from my cousin. He gave me these buckets of old ones. I had a lot of the original Lego Minecraft sets. I got like 3 of them for Christmas one year. I had the Ender Dragon. And then I also had the Quickie Mart, the Simpsons Quickie Mart. That's the one set I regret getting rid of. That shit was so fire. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that. The minifigures
I used to have the
were
Lego
sick.
Cities. I used to have the cities.
I had the airplane, the
like
airport.
buildings.
I had the airport set.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had the fire station and then the mall.
Oh hell
The mall.
yeah.
I got the mall when that was like super popular.
Hell yeah.
It was because it was 3 stories and it had a escalator. That was super popular.
Nice.
I had that one, and then a coffee shop was another one / apartments.
Mm-hmm. The Lego City was cool. It was the thing with Lego City for me when I was a kid is like I never asked for those ones. I never really had an infatuation with those ones. I would just get a lot of them for Christmas. For some reason, my family members would get me the Lego City stuff, and after a while, I was like, okay, I think I can fuck with this because I would put them together, and I'm like, I got a little city going. They were right. It is a Lego City. So,
yeah, my mom got me like from an early age. Like I remember one of the first like bigger sets, like single pieces. So like one time my dad got me a Volkswagen, the Beetle. Love that thing.
Nice.
I built that thing. I remember the first big one I ever got was my uncle Mao got me the Republic Cruiser from the beginning of Phantom Menace, the red cruiser.
Nice.
I had that, and it was the one where like you could pop open, and then it had Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the pod.
That's so
and you could
sick.
stick it back in. It was so cool. I got that. I got the Emperor's shuttle. At one point I had that. I had the Volkswagen Beetle. I had the Millennium Falcon before they made that big $800 one. I had like the biggest one at the time. That one fit minifigures. That one was crazy cool. I used to do like the bigger ones. I still like those. Now I did the Vincent Van Gogh Starry Night painting. And
I've seen that one.
I've always wanted that one because
cool.
I want to hang it. You can hang it.
Yeah.
I got like the dioramas, one of the Lego dioramas. Now I'm starting to get back into it. When I have money, I will dedicate a room to Legos.
Money and shelf space. That's the thing for me. I don't have anywhere to put any new ones. I don't have anywhere.
Yeah, dude.
So.
Yeah, dude. I've seen your room. It's chock full of.
I got Legos and toys.
Legos,
and
man.
Everything all over. Man, I wish we could
crazy,
talk more
man.
about Legos, but I think we are at time. We are at the
We
hour.
are at time. You're so right.
We could potentially pick back up on this on the next episode. You'll just
if
have
we feel like it.
if we
I
feel
want
like
to take
it.
this. Yeah.
You know.
I want to take this moment to say that I'm retiring. I can't work with Ian again.
Okay. So this is actually our last
this is-
episode.
This is our last episode.
Yet again.
Yet again.
You'll just have to stay tuned.
I know.
I don't
it's
know.
Just,
The future is in the air of this show, I guess.
I try to give it a chance, but really, this man is hard to work with.
I
can't
know
do
the
it.
technical
I can't do it.
difficulties. I get it. I would have quit.
It threw
the
me
show
over
too.
the edge.
I would
It
have
threw
quit.
me over the edge.
I would have
man.
quit too. I get it. I'm sorry.
Like I was already at the edge before this episode started, but then when you had technical difficulties and your computer froze without you asking it to freeze, that broke my heart.
Yeah, that really was just not cool of me. I shouldn't have done that.
No.
I really shouldn't have done that thing that I had absolutely no
You
control
absolutely
over.
shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. It hurt.
All right, well,
But,
I guess see you guys never again. I'm gonna go contemplate everything I've ever known. So, see ya.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.